Hello guys, welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. The translation reads like this. Hello brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? My brother, I am a young woman and I am very desperate. I do not know what am I supposed to do. My mother, she told me that if you can't come back home with a rich man, then know that in your life you are never going to give birth. Because what I did, my daughter, is that I took your womb and I tied it, and I am never going to untie your womb unless you bring a man that is rich to me. This is what my mother did to me and my grandmother, who was my father's mother. They both did this evil thing to me. So at the time when I was still very young, Brother Nashi, when I first saw my first period, it was as if my mother knew everything that was happening. She rushed back to the village where my father was born. Even when my father came back from work, he was actually angry because we had no idea where my mom had gone to. It was only after my mom had returned back to Harare, she was with our grandmother. That was when my father was happy because he thought that maybe my mom had ran away with another man. When they came back, my brother, what happened was that my grandmother, she had these other suitcases. So as for that suitcase that she had, we used to open it up each and every time when she would come from the villages, because we grew up in the suburbs. So we always wanted to eat, these fruits that are found in the villages, because in the suburbs we never had that opportunity to get those fruits. So as soon as she would arrive, once her bags will be placed on the table, we'll start opening them up. But on that day, my grandmother, she was just nervous. She didn't want anyone to touch her bags, anyone but me. She said to me, "Go, my grandchild, go and place this suitcase of mine in your room, because whenever grandmother would come to the city, she will always sleep with me in my spare bedroom." So I took a suitcase and away I went with it to my spare bedroom. Whilst I was in my spare bedroom, when you are still a teenager, you want to see what is going on. I quickly opened it up slowly as I could without making any noise. When I opened up the suitcase, that was when I realized that there was a whole packet of sugar. It was a 2 kg packet of sugar that was opened up. Whilst I was holding it, Brother Nashi, I saw that the grains of sugar completely vanished from the plastic bag. I wanted to scream. That was when I saw that instead of the grains of sugar that I had previously seen, now there was sand that was there. But this sand, it seemed as if someone had mixed the sand with ashes, because it was like grayish in color, yet this was your normal soil. So Brother Nashi, I then left my spare bedroom because this was quite strange. I then returned back to the living room where everyone was sitting, just having some discussions with my grandmother. When I came into the living room, my grandmother panicked. She stopped talking. She then rushed to my spare bedroom. And when I returned back to my spare bedroom, I then found out that the way that I had packed the suitcase, it was totally different. Brother Nashi, I then went to bed early on that night. When I went to bed, I was really nervous because it felt as if there were two women that were speaking, and these women, they were following me. One was talking to me on the right ear. The other one was talking to me on the left ear. So I thought that maybe these were the side effects of us watching a horror movie, because we had been watching a horror movie on that night. When I went to bed, that was when I felt that I was now bleeding. So I had asked one of my friend at school who had already started this menstrual cycle. So she had given me some sanitary pads. I was embarrassed to tell my mom that I was now going on my periods. I took one of the sanitary pads and I placed it, and then I went to bed. When I went to bed, Brother Nashi, that was when I saw my mother and my grandmother. They were there, Brother Nashi. Then they forced me to take that soil. They said, go and go and wash your private parts with this soil. Later on, that was when I found out that this soil, they had actually taken it from my auntie's grave, who was my father's sister. So this auntie of mine, she used to have good luck when it came to rich men. In fact, she was actually married off to a white man. And this is what my grandmother and my mother wanted to recreate. They want her spirit to come and to possess my body so that it can help me to attract the most wealthiest men. As for my grandmother, she has since passed away, but my mom, the evil one, she is still alive. Yes, indeed, this spirit of my auntie, it follows me around. Brother Nanshi, in my life, I have never dated a man that is poor. All that I know is that I just date these wealthy guys. The problem now with these wealthy guys is that, like the ultra rich guys that I have dated, they do not want to marry me because they are married already. They just want to play around with me. I have tried to explain this situation to my mother that these guys that you want me to get married to, like the ultra rich, I will never be married to them because already they are married off. There was another guy that I was dating who had a construction company. He was not wealthy, but he was able to provide a good life for me. I was never going to suffer if I was going to get married to him. But my mother insulted me. She insulted me like she had never insulted anyone in her life. Then she reminded me of that ritual that they did on me. She said that, do you remember that I washed your private parts with your auntie's soil that we took from her grave? If you try to mess up with me, you are never going to give birth. And I want to remind you that unless you bring here a wealthy man from South Africa, I am not going to give you your blessings. And when she says that she will never give me her blessings, it is not like your normal parent blessings that they give to their daughter when she is about to get married. These are like your evil blessings, because she will be untying my womb. As things stand right now, I can't have a child. No matter how hard I try, I will never be able to have a child. All that I am doing, Brother Nash, is that I am dating these rich guys. When I am dating an ultra rich guy, my mom gets so excited. She does not care about my future. All she wants is to have these ultra rich guys as her sons-in-laws. I do not know what I am supposed to do, Brother Nashi. I am quite young. And yes, indeed, being assisted by the spirit of my auntie, I am more than attractive. Any man that I want, especially if the guy is rich, if I say that I want that guy that is seated over there, the guy will find himself in my arms. But the problem is that I can't settle down with any of those guys because they do not want to commit to me. And my mom, she blames me. She says that I am the one who has the problem because the advantage is on my side, because I have the spirit of my auntie who used to be chased around by this rich white man. She wants the same thing to happen to me so that she can keep on enjoying the money of these men that are attracted to me by the spirit of my auntie, because of the soil that was taken from her grave that was used to wash my private parts. Please assist me, Brother Nashi, in any kind of way that you know you can assist me. Please try to help me because I am confused. I am in love with a man who is just a regular guy with a small construction company, but my mom hates this guy with all of her mind and soul. She just wants this wealthy man. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sisters, and that was a narration of that story that she sent to me. Strange things do happen in this world.